Clara and David had been married for 5 years. Their marriage seemed perfect to outsiders. He was successful, handsome, and she was beautiful, kind, and devoted. They lived in a quiet Lagos neighborhood, and everyone said they were a lovely couple, but not everything was as it seemed. Clara's best friend, Rachel, had been in their lives for years. She was witty, confident, and always the life of the room. At first, David barely noticed her, just friendly banter when she came over. But over time, the small smiles, the playful teasing, the way Rachel always made him laugh began to matter more than he realized. Rachel would often visit Clara's house under the guise of friendship, helping with meals or visiting during weekends. David found himself waiting for those visits, just to hear her laugh, see her smile. He told himself it was harmless, just friendship. But friendship has a way of crossing invisible lines. Rachel, teasing David. "I can't believe you forgot your wallet again. Some husband you are." David, laughing. "Hey, I only forget when someone is distracting me too much." Clara, walking in, smiling. "Stop teasing him, Rach." At first, it was harmless, just laughter and smiles. But hearts have a way of betraying themselves. One evening, Clara and David had planned a romantic dinner at home. Rachel called Clara to ask for help with some errands. David noticed Rachel's voice on the phone and smiled without realizing. That small smile lingered longer than it should have. Clara noticed it. Something in his gaze had shifted slightly, but she dismissed it. Love often blinds you to warning signs. As weeks passed, David found himself looking for excuses to see Rachel. He would suddenly need help on small things, or find reasons to go to Clara's friends' gatherings. Each time he saw Rachel, he felt alive in a way he didn't feel with his wife. Meanwhile, Rachel, unaware of the emotional weight she carried, laughed and teased, thinking it was all playful. But David's smiles became more lingering, his jokes more personal, his compliments deeper. David, thinking, "I can't stop thinking about her. It's wrong, but I can't help it." Rachel, laughing. "You're too serious. You need to relax. The heart sometimes listens to a voice it shouldn't. And that's how betrayal begins." David began texting Rachel secretly. He would tell her things he didn't tell Clara, small secrets, little frustrations about life, little compliments. Every time she replied, his heart raced. And when Clara asked why he seemed distant, he shrugged and smiled, hiding the truth. David, thinking, "I can't tell Clara. She would never understand. But I feel alive with her." No one noticed the danger growing quietly in the corners of their home. Not even Clara. And that danger was love, twisted into betrayal. One afternoon, Clara comes home from work early, hoping to surprise David with lunch. She walks into the living room and freezes. There's David standing unusually close to Rachel, laughing. The kind of laughter that doesn't belong in a marriage. The camera zooms on Clara's shocked eyes as the screen fades to black. At that moment, Clara had no idea her world was about to change and that the man she trusted most would soon betray her heart. It was a sunny Saturday morning in Lagos. Clara had invited a few close friends over, hoping to relax and enjoy the weekend. Among them was Rachel, Clara's best friend since childhood. David sat quietly in the living room, pretending to scroll through his phone, but he couldn't take his eyes off Rachel. Rachel, laughing. "Do you remember when Clara tried to ride a bike and fell in front of everyone?" Clara, blushing. "Oh no, don't remind them." David, thinking, "She's incredible. I can't stop watching her." It started as admiration, then curiosity, then obsession. And before he knew it, his heart was no longer his own. That night, David couldn't stop thinking about Rachel. He stepped outside for a breath of air. His phone buzzed. It was Rachel, texting. Thanks for today, I really enjoyed it. You always make me laugh so much. David whispering to himself. Why do I feel this way? About her. It's wrong. But I can't stop. The first whispers of betrayal were quiet, almost unnoticeable. But once they exist, they grow louder with every thought, every message, every smile. In the following days, David found reasons to be around Rachel more. Sometimes he claimed it was for work, sometimes for errands. He noticed how Rachel always laughed at his jokes, how she leaned closer when she spoke, how she made him feel alive in a way Clara hadn't in months. Rachel, you're so serious all the time. You need to loosen up. David, laughing. Maybe I just needed the right company. Small touches. Small smiles. Little moments. That's how love or betrayal starts its quiet work. One rainy evening, David stayed late helping Rachel with some work at her apartment. The rain pattered against the window as they sat together, laughing at old memories. A silence fell. David's hand hovered near hers. David hesitant. Rachel, I don't know how to say this, but you make me feel alive. Rachel, smiling, nervous. David, I never thought. The spark had become a flame. One look, one word, and the boundaries of friendship began to crumble. Meanwhile, Clara continued her daily life, completely unaware of the storm brewing. She made David his favorite meals, washed his clothes, and spoke lovingly to him every day. But David's attention was elsewhere, and every smile he gave, Rachel was a dagger in Clara's future. Clara's love was steady, predictable and true. But sometimes, love isn't enough to stop the pull of temptation, the thrill of new attention, the excitement of a heart stolen. Quietly, David invited Rachel to an upcoming business event in the city. Clara assumed it was work, but David was nervous, excited. He smiled to himself, unaware that every decision now took him further away from the woman who loved him most. The first choices are always small, but small choices grow into storms, and storms leave nothing untouched. Smiling at Rachel's message on his phone, Clara walks past, glancing briefly at his face. The look in her eyes is calm, trusting, but the audience knows it won't stay that way. No one noticed the danger forming in plain sight. That soon, love would turn to betrayal, and nothing would ever be the same. Clara was 8 months pregnant now. Every step was heavy, every movement painful. She could feel the baby kicking, a constant reminder of the life she was carrying. Lydia. Clara, you need to rest more. Don't overdo it. Clara, sighing. I'm fine. Just a few more days until the baby comes. Every day was a battle between her body's weakness and her heart's strength. She didn't know her greatest challenge was not labor but betrayal. Meanwhile, David found more excuses to spend time with Rachel. Sometimes it was business. Sometimes he claimed it was helping with errands. Rachel, I feel happy when I'm with you. Like I can be myself. David, I feel the same. I don't know how this happened, but I can't deny it. Every stolen moment drew them closer. Every smile, every touch, every whisper, a step deeper into Forbidden's love. Clara began noticing little things. David texting secretly, coming home late, distracted, distant. Her heart ached, but she tried to push away the suspicion. Maybe it was just stress from work or excitement about the baby. Clara, thinking, why does he always hide his phone? Something doesn't feel right. But it's probably nothing. Pregnancy made her sensitive, her instincts sharper. She could feel danger even if she didn't see it yet. One evening, Clara tried to talk to David about his distance. She approached him gently, hoping to resolve it before it grew into something bigger. David, you've been distant lately. Is everything okay? David forcing a smile. I'm fine. Just busy with work. That's all. Clara, voice trembling. You're hiding something. I can feel it. She was pregnant, tired, but her heart knew the truth before her mind could admit it. Rachel, unaware of the danger she was creating, decided to invite David for a private celebration of his recent promotion. David felt excited but guilty. Every plan with Rachel was a risk, but the thrill was addictive. David thinking, I shouldn't, but I want to see her. Just one more time. Temptation had taken root. Every decision now was a step toward a heartbreak that could not be undone. Clara lying in bed at night, feeling the baby kick. She dreams of David laughing not with her, but with another woman. She carried life inside her womb, but a storm was forming outside, one that would test her strength, her heart, and the very foundation of her marriage. Soon she would have to fight, not just for love, but for survival. It was early morning in their Lagos home. Clara's contractions had started suddenly. The baby's kicks were stronger than ever, and the pain hit her all at once. Clara. Lydia. I think it's time. The baby, it's coming. Lydia. Don't worry, Clara. We'll get you to the hospital. Hold on, girl. She was about to bring life into the world, unaware that betrayal waited just outside her door. The husband with another woman. Outside the house, David and Rachel were standing near a luxury car, laughing and planning to go celebrate at a newly opened hotel. They were completely unaware of the storm inside the house. Rachel. Let's go, it's going to be fun. David, hesitating slightly. Just a little while. I promise. He had forgotten the life that depended on him, and the love he promised. But fate had its own plan. Clara's realization. Clara, lying in the bedroom, begins to notice her husband's absence. She calls out weakly, Clara. David. Where are you? I need you. No response. Her heart starts pounding. Her instincts screaming that something is wrong. She asks Lydia to fetch him, but Lydia's face falls, realizing he isn't in the house. Pregnancy had sharpened her instincts. She could feel it. Something was terribly wrong. The confrontation outside. Clara's friend Lydia rushes outside and finds David and Rachel just about to leave. She shouts, Lydia. David. What are you doing? Go back to your wife, she's in labor. David freezes. Rachel looks shocked. Clara, arriving, collapsing near the gate. David. How could you now? When I needed you the most. Clara trembling, clutching her belly, tears streaming. David caught in the moment, shame and guilt washing over him. Rachel's face turns pale. David stammering. Clara. I didn't mean. Clara, voice rising, pain and anger. You didn't mean to? You left me for her, while I was carrying your child. Betrayal had been exposed. The moment she had feared had arrived. And yet, she found a new strength. Hospital and labor. Clara is rushed to the hospital with Lydia supporting her. The pain of labor is intense, but her spirit is stronger than ever. David is at her side now, guilty and regretful, but Clara barely notices. She focuses on one thing. Her baby. Clara was alone in the hospital. Her labor pains were intense, but she was determined. She didn't want David to know Nonna anymore. She wanted to protect herself and her baby from the man who had already betrayed her. Hot nurse. Almost there, Clara. You can do this. Clara, breathing heavily. I just want my baby safe. She carried life into the world without him, proving that even in betrayal, a mother's strength is unshakable. Finally, Clara gives birth to a healthy baby boy. She cries holding him, overwhelmed with love, relief, and anger at the husband who betrayed her. A few days later, while resting at home with the baby, Clara gets a call from a friend, Monica, who whispers in shock, Monica, Clara, I don't know how to tell you. I just saw David and Rachel. They're at a hotel. Together. You have to see this for yourself. Clara freezes, clutching her newborn. Her heart pounds with a mixture of fear, rage, and disbelief. The betrayal was complete. The man she trusted, the friend she loved, had no shame. And she would not let it continue. The confrontation at the hotel. Clara rushes to the hotel where David and Rachel are staying. She bursts into the room, her emotions raw and unfiltered. Visual. Clara, voice loud and shaking. How dare you? While I was giving birth, you were here. With her. David stammering. Clara. I can explain. Rachel. We. Clara. No. I don't want to hear lies. Emotional fight. Clara's anger boils over. She pushes David away and confronts Rachel directly. Clara. You thought I wouldn't find out. You thought I'd stay weak. I just gave birth. And you have the audacity to betray me? She was tired, broken, but her spirit was unyielding. Betrayal had awakened a fire that would not be quenched. David's regret. David falls to his knees, guilt heavy on his chest. David. Clara. I'm sorry. I never meant for it to go this far. Clara. Shouting. Sorry doesn't fix what you've done. You betrayed me. Our child. Our home. Clara leaves strong. Clara leaves the hotel, holding her newborn. She doesn't look back. She had been betrayed, but she was not defeated. She had her child, her life, and her courage. And sometimes, leaving is the strongest revenge. And Clara returns home with her baby, safe, strong, and independent. David and Rachel are left to face their consequences. Betrayal ends when courage begins. Clara survived, and nothing, not lies, not cheating, not betrayal, could take away the love she had for her child and herself. 4 years later, Clara's life slowly found peace. She focused on her child, rebuilt herself, and healed from the pain David caused her. The betrayal scattered everything they once shared, and nothing could fix it again. David's life, however, fell apart. The woman he destroyed his marriage for left him. His friends turned their backs on him. The love he chased became nothing but regret. He tried to come back. He begged Clara for forgiveness. He cried, apologized, and promised to change. But Clara had already moved on. The woman who once waited for him no longer existed. She said no, not out of anger, but because she had chosen herself. David walked away, broken and empty, living with the consequences of his choices. Months later, Clara met a man who loved her calmly, honestly, and without lies. A man who respected her and treated her child as his own. 1 year after the pain, Clara got married again. This time, she chose peace, and that was the end of David's story in her life. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share so you don't miss our next stories.